Welcome back to Man Down Sports. As you can see from the thumbnail, we got another Bronny James topic, another Lakers topic, South Bay Lakers, if you know, because he's on the G League now. Yeah, we go get into that. Man. So, but all right, let me go ahead and do the fun stuff first, man. Like and subscribe, right? Like, subscribe, hit the thumbs up. I definitely want to see who's in the comment section. So let me know who in the house, man. Brooklyn, what's up? My dog. What's good, Brooklyn? I see Brooklyn in here. Shout out to Brooklyn, man. Y'all check his channel out. Greg Anderson in the house, man. What's up? Yeah, gotta feed the streets. Streets always need a body. You know what? I'm not gonna go too hard on Bronny. I just want to point some things out, right? Tina Washington, what's good? Yeah, I just want to point some things out, and we're gonna get to that. But I'm gonna allow some of y'all to get in here first, and a little bit more of my moderators. I see one moderator in here. I'm gonna see if I can get a couple of more in here for this morning show, and I'm gonna take phone calls as well. So hopefully everybody's not at work and they can get to a phone and call in. You know, because I mostly want to hear from everybody else and see what everybody else thinks. I just got a couple of things I wanted to point out. But shout out to all my members. I think we're at 22 members right now, man. So shout out to our members. Some members only content coming this weekend. I appreciate y'all for, being members and being paid contributors. And as a matter of fact, let me just go ahead and shout my members out by name, because that's something that we always like to do. So let's do that, man. But how was everybody's Veterans Day weekend, man? Veterans Day weekend was a long weekend, and I'm a vet, so that's one thing. I enjoyed my weekend. It was long. As y'all can see, we had some recordings that we did with some of our members here locally. All right, shout out to our members: Doc Holly 003, Andrea Williams, James Reed, Right Hand Cam, Demetrius Day, Mikey Brass, Taco Master, Beast Mode Bones 33, Shuggy, Cedric Franklin, Ida Tomlinson, E King, Steve Calvert, the Joker 687, Scott Merriweather, Unspoken Voices, Taco Master, 6'4 Slim, Keith Brazell, Savon Honor, Ryan Walters, Jay Berry, W.W. Shay J, R Bean, Jeffrey Guyot, Shy Rider West Side of 23, Ashley H, Michael Tafoya, Wizman Ball, and Malachi Israel. Those are our members, man, at the Hall of Fame, Pro, and All-Star level. We definitely appreciate all your contributions and what you do for the channel. And everybody, y'all should shout them out, man. Whenever you see someone in the comments section that's a member, like I just see Andrew Williams popped in. Happy belated Veterans Day. Thank you, Andrew Williams. But when y'all see our members in the comment section, man, show them some love, man, because they make it a little easier for me to continue to create content. Because if I couldn't get something for my trouble, my wife would make me shut it down. I spend a lot of time on the computer, so you know what I mean. So the members keep the wheels rolling. So y'all got to give them a shout out and show them some love. Definitely also shout out to our sponsors. One of our sponsors is Cali Strong. This is one of the hats I'm wearing. I wear a lot of Cali Strong t-shirts. I have Cali Strong in the description box. I have their links to the website. If you're in the Cali area in SoCal, Southern California, you can definitely go downtown San Diego and go to their store locally. But if you're not in the Cali area or SoCal, definitely go and check out their website. And when you check out, use the promo code Man Down Sports to get 15% off. So that's one of our sponsors, and we're also brought to you by Underdog. Underdog Fantasy is the best place to play fantasy sports. I want to tell you about the easiest way to get in on some NBA action with Underdog Fantasy and their pick'em game. Just find your favorite player, or any player for that matter, pick higher or lower on that player's stats, and you can win up to 20 times your money in one night. Pick between 2 or 5 players to fill your pick'em entry. Get every pick right, and you can net yourself some serious cash. Use the promo code ManDownSports and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Plus, now that it's football season, you can follow Man Down Sports as we reveal our favorite picks from week to week. Like I said before, pick your favorite player, pick higher or lower, choose your dollar amount, and win some money. It's just that easy. Make picks, win money. We also want to thank Underdog Fantasy for partnering with us, and we want to thank you for helping the channel out by using Man Down Sports on Underdog Fantasy. All right, so if you're playing, if you're doing any pick'ems, use Underdog, use the promo code Man Down Sports. You're going to get your first time deposit matched 50% all the way up to $1,000. So if you put in 1,000, they go add 500 to it. You put in 500, they go add 250 to it. So that's for the first time deposits. And when you use the Man Down Sports promo code, so make sure y'all doing that. And when y'all do that, y'all actually helping this channel out by using our promo code when you use Underdog's Fantasies or Underdog's services. And then also same thing with Cali Strong. When you shop Cali Strong online or at the store, you get that 15% discount if you use it online. And if you face-to-face, I'm pretty sure if you tell them Man Down sent you, you also get that 15% discount at least, right? So, all right, so let's go ahead and get into this Bronny James. So Bronny James goes to the D-League. We kind of covered that last week. We talked about him going down. And I want to say it was a big deal, and I think Gil's Arena, they spoke about it. And they said things like, you know, it's a good thing for the G League because Bronny is going to bring so many eyes to the G League. It's a good thing for the G League players because he's going to bring so many eyes that's, you know, going to help get them noticed, which is kind of true, right? But it's always a little bit of, you know, a downfall when it comes to stuff like that, because on one end, yes, a lot of people are going to be watching because they're fans of Bronny or fans of LeBron, but there's also going to be a lot of people watching because they're disgusted at what is going down and they want to see the train wreck, right, so to speak, or, you know, for lack of better terms, right? They want to see the disaster. You know, I want to see this thing not turn out right because it's done so tacky and so ugly that I just don't want it. You know, like it can't succeed. Like, that's not, like, when you do things the wrong way, it's not supposed to succeed. Like, I'm not supposed to get on the track with football cleats on the wrong foot too big and then win the race. Right. So when you do things wrong, tacky, backwards, and all that stuff, it's not supposed to work. The universe has got to help us out a little bit. Like, the universe is that, no, that's wrong. You're not going to get what you're trying to get out of it. You know, you're not going to get this storybook ending. All of it is just done wrong. The people who are actually working and grinding and earning everything, those are the ones that are supposed to have the storybook ending. You know, people like Dwyane Wade, which we'll get into on the next segment. Those people who are working hard like that, those are the ones that we want to see that story end well for. The people that are cheating, we don't want to see win. It just is what it is. I mean, we've been told that since we was kids. Cheaters never win, right? And a lot of times I'm like, well, I can't tell. You know, I seen a lot of cheaters win. You know, what, you know, grown-ups would always tell us cheaters never win. And in the end, they kind of don't. Right? At some point, cheating catches up to you, right? You know, and if it doesn't catch up to you, the reason why you cheated, whatever you was trying to get, it don't give you the fulfillment that you thought it was going to give you, right? You know, if I don't know, like, just think of it this way: if you're part of any fraternity, and you know what everyone, the big thing about being part of a fraternity is that we all went through the same things to be a part of this fraternity. The standard doesn't change for the most part. Yeah, we live protagonists, but the standard doesn't change the initiation doesn't change for the most part. We all know we went through some type of initiation. They might tweak certain things for safety. The smarter we get about doing things, but for the most part, it doesn't change. So when I look at a fraternity and you got sisters or brothers, whatever the case may be, sororities, fraternities, however you want to use this analogy. But when you look across the room at your other brothers and sisters, we went through something that no one else outside of this frat went through. We know what we went through. We don't reveal our secrets of what our initiation was. We just know it wasn't easy and it was hard. And we all went through it. Some people dropped out of it because they couldn't handle it and they couldn't sustain it all the way to the end, right? But the people in this room, we all went through it and we got through it. And now I can see, hey, I can look at my brother and be like, man, we're part of something special, right? And that's what the basketball fraternity is. They all know they went through a certain grind, right? For the most part, these guys that are prodigies like Kobe, LeBron, and all these dudes, Kevin Durant, I mean, they've been the number one dude all the way till they got to the league. So it might feel a little easier to them, but it wasn't. They still had to go through work. So the same thing that all the prodigies had to go through, everyone went through. It didn't matter if you was a prodigy or not. And then the guys that are at the bottom who had to really work their way through the league, like Gary Payton Jr., right? I had to work my way in the league. I had to carve out a niche for myself and figure out how I could help a team just to make a team. And, I went through that grind. So at every level, everyone knows what the grind is about to get to where they're at. And they can look at each other in the room and nod their head like, yeah, I'm in the right room. When the top 50 player or the top 75 players of all time had their ceremony, and you looking around the room, and it's Jordan and it's Kobe. Well, Kobe wasn't there, rest in peace, but Jordan and Shaq and Dr. J and LeBron and Wade, Carmelo, they looking in that room. Isaiah, they looking in that room. It's like, yeah, we all went through the same type of stuff. This room is filled with, like I can take pride in it. I'm saying all of that because Bronny can't do that. There's nobody in the NBA where he can go in a room with and have that type of camaraderie with. We're all trying to feel sorry for him, right? We're all giving him sympathy. We all punching him with kid gloves, right? Because everyone knows he doesn't belong. But what they're saying is it's okay because LeBron deserves to bring his son that doesn't belong into the league. So I'll play for you a clip from Gil's Arena. And this is before his first G League game. And we'll get to that G League game. But this is before his first G League game where McCants and Gilbert Arenas was talking about if it was a good idea or not. Should he be getting all this attention, all this stuff? And Gilbert Arenas was like, look, man, he's the light. He said, Bronny James is the light that's going to shine on all the players on the floor whenever he shows up to an arena, right? And, this is kind of how that went.
If he was on Dallas, if he was on any other team where nobody was looking, nobody sees him. So that's what I'm saying. So
we always see the player
so he
was highlighted. What do you mean? They highlighted his performance because he played well, not because Bronny was there. So you're giving credit to Bronny for his performance.
No, I'm saying the eyes are there to watch his performance.
You're giving Bronny credit for his performance.
All right, so who was the best undrafted player that performed in preseason?
Here we go.
There's 5 of them.
Here we go with
There's 5. Name them.
This, man.
5. He's one of them. There's 4 other more who balled the fuck out.
Name how many
they never made the news.
Name how many times they're going to move the goalposts.
Huh?
Undrafted?
Yeah, nobody, because I know. That's the point. He was in the situation where everyone is watching, and he balled his ass off, right?
Yeah.
Right place, right time.
When we go to Summer League, is everyone watching?
Yeah.
When Wemby was there, was everybody watching?
Yeah.
Did we say anything about who showed out when Wemby was there that we didn't know and never heard of before?
No.
We didn't say nothing about it, right?
No.
But the Oz was there, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But probably that guy got a job somewhere.
Overseas somewhere.
Yeah. Probably on the team that he was playing for.
Yes.
Probably.
100%.
Right? But we didn't hear about it, right?
No.
But he still played well. Still played well. It doesn't have to be highlighted.
Right.
The world doesn't have to see.
Did he get the
You know who seen it? The executives.
Did he get the job though?
Probably.
We don't know.
We don't know, but we know this dude didn't get the job.
Who?
The Q guy?
He got a job.
He got the job.
He got a two-way contract.
He got the job. He played well enough to get the job.
So he's in the D League.
And where is that?
Back and forth between the G League and the Lakers roster.
So the person that was on the Wemby side.
We play the same position, don't we?
So the person on the Wemby, so the person with the on the Wemby, we don't know if he got a job because no one highlighted it, right?
No, it was highlighted.
So what's his name?
Because Wemby was there.
What's his name?
Remember? Wemby is the one that.
No,
Wemby would be the reason why that guy got a job.
What's his name then?
Bronny is the reason why this guy got a job.
What is his name?
We don't know.
Okay, then you don't know.
It's somebody.
Well, you don't know.
What we do know is it's time to move on to Mosley.
So what Gil is saying is you should be happy if Bronny is playing on your G League team because nobody would know you if Bronny wasn't there. And he's the light. And he's giving credit to Bronny for being the light for the G League. And then he, if you watch that whole clip, he likened it to Caitlyn Clark in the WNBA. Oh, no one knew the WNBA was good until the light showed up. So that's basically what it was saying. Bronny is like Caitlyn. And McCants was like, well, Caitlyn actually can ball. Right. And I don't even like that statement for Caitlyn Clark in the WNBA. Yes, Caitlyn bought her fans that were watching her at Iowa and in the NCAA. Yes, they did come to the WNBA. But you would never want to say you're getting this viewership because of just Caitlyn. Because here's the thing. If they followed Caitlyn to the WNBA and the WNBA had a horrible product and there was no other players that was good in the league and there was horrible basketball, then you're not going to keep those fans. The fact that those fans follow her there and stayed lets you know that it was a good product, right? So with this Bronny James thing, if all his gamer friends that follow him, because he got more followers than Pat Mahomes, if all of his gamer friends follow him to the G League and then they seen Quincy Oliveira, who scored 29 points in that G League game, which he did. Quincy Oliveira had 29 points. Balled out. There was another kid, last name Lewis, who had 25 points, balled out. Bronny had 6 points, was 0 for everything from the 3 and 2 for 9 overall. I don't know if he made a 3 yet. We're just going to call him Blank Man until he hits a 3-pointer. 0, blank man. And he's a virgin. So we're just going to call him Blank Man until he hits a 3. Now, Gil is saying he's the light, and I'm like, well, in order to be the light, you got to have your own light. Like you get what I'm saying? Like if everyone was coming to Toronto to watch Vince Carter because he had his own light, because he was a human highlight film and he was a dunker and a phenomenal basketball player who had a name for himself that he made in college, and then you watching the game and you see, oh shoot, Tracy McGrady is actually good too. Then cool, you can say Vince was the light, because people, you know what I'm saying, people came to see him play. Nobody's really coming to see Bronny play because he provides something that we want to see. People are coming to see him play because, one, we keep talking about him, and two, most people know he can't play and they just want to see him not perform. You get what I'm saying? They're not laughing with you, they're laughing at you. Right. And this is the stage that LeBron set for his son. I'm going to set this stage. You're going to be a laughing stock. I know you're not ready. I know you didn't earn it. But and I know that all of these people are going to come at you in the media because that's what they do. They critique people. They critique players. Right. Players that are not playing up to the height that they're getting. They're going to get critiqued. And he knew all of this going in and said, I still want this for you. Because this is my best opportunity to do something that I want to fulfill for myself, which is play on the same court with my son, make that history. And now you down there in the G League, becoming a laughing stock. You're not even ready for that, right? This is what LeBron said. This is the stage he set up for him, right? But back to the light, right? You can't call someone a light that's not their own light. You get what I'm saying? Like, he's the son of LeBron James. But the thing about the sun, and I'm talking about the sun in the sky, is the sun is a great light. LeBron is a great light. The moon is a lesser light. And if you actually do some research on it, the moon doesn't provide its own light. The moon actually gets its light from the sun. This is what's going on with Bronny and LeBron. Bronny don't have a light. He's the moon. He's not the sun. LeBron is the sun. He has a light, and his light is providing what looks like light to Bronny James. And here you got Gilbert Arenas saying, oh, he's bringing 20,000 people to a G League game, and people are watching on Tubi. I didn't even know G League was on Tubi, but apparently you can watch Tubi to get G League games. But the light that he's talking about really don't exist. He's the moon. He don't have his own light. So yeah, people are coming to watch him play. But what's supposed to happen is they're supposed to see that he's not ready and he can't play. They see Oliveira, and Oliveira was supposed to make that team. Everything is messed up because you already gave this guy a 4-year contract and it's guaranteed. Like you just giving him things, right? You giving him things. It's just not a good deal, right? So I just wanted to point that out before I get to how you're supposed to do it. You know, how it's supposed to be done. And I'm going through some things, and I'm finding so many Wade. You know, Wade got his own podcast, and he's been guest on several podcasts. And it seemed like every time he opens his mouth on one of these podcasts, he's saying something, like dropping some type of nugget. Like he wants us to know something about LeBron, but he don't want to come out and say it right in the opening, because, you know, I still want to appear like we're friends. Honestly, behind the scenes, I don't think they're really talking as much right now. They still consider themselves friends. I got friends I still consider brothers, right? It's just not a good idea for us to talk right now, right? Now, I'm not going to air them out on the podcast, but I think Wade is trying to set the record straight without doing too much damage, you know, because it's still his brother. We're not talking, but I want to set the record straight. You know, so I won't do too much damage. So, you know, he's already talked about the big three formation and how it was LeBron's idea and how he called them when, or they called and talked to each other when Kobe won his second straight. And, you know, they felt a little envious because he was winning all these rings, and they wanted to be in the same discussion with Kobe or Jordan for that matter, but they didn't have the rings to back it up. Wade had 1, LeBron had 0, Kobe had 5 already. That was like, we got to catch up. You know, we getting left, right? You know, the best way we can do it is join each other, right? So he's revealing all of that. It's a lot of things he's revealing, but here he is on his podcast, and he said something. I don't know how a lot of people miss this, but he said something that just floored me. And basically what it was he was talking about how his son Zaire, who's he might be in the G League now. If not, he's trying to get back in the G League. But who he came out of high school. He didn't go to college. He went straight to the G League at 19 to start his journey with trying to get to the NBA. And he's explaining when his son, you know, was trying to communicate with him, trying to figure out, hey, look, man, can you help me? And Wade was like, no, I left him on red, right? Listen to what he said.
I left my son on red recently. Oh, yeah, I ain't never had to do that before, but I had to, because I'm like, you just gonna have to figure this one out, bro. We all have different lives.
True.
One thing I do know, which is consistent, if you want something bad enough, you will do whatever you can to get that. When it ain't about doing whatever you can to get it, when you tell me you want it, I don't want to hear it because we can all find excuses in every turn when it comes to getting in the way of what we want for ourselves. To dream of going to NBA, you thought it was just going to be a smooth ride, bro? You thought you was going to be able to dream it and say, I want to go to NBA, and it's just going to happen? Do you know all the barriers that's going to get in the way in life so you don't get there? It's hard for me as someone who went through all that, be uncomfortable, struggle, not want to do it, but end up doing it, and then end up getting what I wanted. I'm like, you got to get on the other side of hard. Like, that's the only way you reach what you want. You got to go through hard. And so when you're getting complaints back about the hard, I get it. Who the cares?
This man is purposely giving his son the hardest path to get to his dream with no help. And this is a man who has he has stake. He's a stake, well, not even a stakeholder. He's part owner of the Utah Jazz. He's bought into the Utah Jazz organization. He's not even telling Utah who's in a rebuild situation. Far different from LA, who has all the attention in the world. They in La La Land. They got 2 superstars on their team, and a potential all-star in D'Angelo Russell, who made an all-star before, I think, if I'm correct. But 2 superstars, 1 superstar in his prime, the best coach of all time in JJ Redick, and a potential all-star point guard in D'Angelo Russell. And they got aspirations to play for a championship, right? Utah in a totally different situation, rebuilding. They don't have a superstar. They got a really good all-star and Larry Markkinen, but a lot of young players, and Danny Ainge's trying to put that thing together like he did Boston, right? D Wade is not even going there and saying, hey, look, let me use my influence. I'm part owner here. Give my son a shot. Give my son a chance. Now, he's not doing that. All the favor he got with Pat Riley and Miami Heat, they named a street after him. He's got the key to the city. He's got a statue in front of Miami Heat Stadium. His jersey was retired. They call it Wade County. He got all the pull in the world in Miami. And yet he's still making his son go through the hardest path to get to his dreams. The hardest path. He's not giving him anything. Right? So that's the difference between what he's doing and what LeBron is doing with his son. Right? LeBron is trying to get his son the easiest path, but he wants us to respect. He wants us to respect it. He wanted us to be in love with the fact that it's a first that they're on the floor together. But we just can't get over the fact that he's not supposed to be on that floor. It'd be special if he actually earned it and got on that floor. That'd be special. Because the way y'all talking about it and the way Gil's Arena is talking about it and all these people are talking about the situation is that it'll be a first for Casanat to be on the same floor with LeBron. The first social media influencer, well, some people call Bronny a social media influence, but for Casanat to get drafted, that'll be a first. For Casanat to get on the Lakers and be on the floor with LeBron James, that'll be a first. But we're not gonna respect it. And basically, what Bronny is he's basically Casanat. He just was trained to play basketball as a kid. He just didn't get good enough to actually make it to the league. They basically drafted Casanat, threw him in the league, and was like, he has a huge following. This makes sense for us. Plus we can get some clicks, and with this, daddy son storyline, we get some clicks from that. But it's a disaster. You can't tell me you're in love with watching this. You just can't tell me. But on the contrast, D Wade is giving his son a very hard path. And they talked about it again on this podcast. So that's D Wade talking about it just with his co-host. But then he invited his son on last week, and they had a conversation. Man, listen to the path that he's been on for the last 5 years.
In the G League at 19, you didn't go to high school. I mean, you didn't go to college. Yeah. Right. Sierra Canyon as an 18-year-old, you got injured. We're gonna go down your timeline. Okay. You got injured your senior year.
Well, let's start Heritage.
Okay, junior year.
What's doing? Yeah.
All right. Great junior year. Over 20 points a game. A lot of schools interested. Some interest.
Tough summer.
Mental summer. Yeah. Really tough summer for you. 18, big school, Sierra Canyon. players that's in the pros right now. Actually, 3 players that's in the pros.
Shout
right
out
now.
to the guys.
Shout out to BJ. Shout out to Zaire Williams. Shout out to Bronny.
Yeah, and Amari.
4 players in the pros.
AB.
On your high school team.
Yes, sir.
You get injured, don't have the year you want. Go to Brewster for the next year. COVID.
Shout out to Devin Carter.
Go with Devin Carter to Brewster. Shout out to Devin Carter. Got drafted by the Sacramento Kings. So now that's another teammate. That's 5 teammates.
Yeah, 5 of them.
That's in the pros.
I got started 5 teammates.
Some cold dudes.
I got some cold dudes.
Brewster, pandemic, not really a lot to do there. Come out of that, and we make a decision to forego going to college and start the journey for pro.
To be a pro.
To be a pro. And knowing that was going to take a lot of steps to get there, it was going to be a tough journey. So we go to the G League at 19.
Yep.
After G League season, we end up going to Africa the next season.
BAL.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to BAL. Yeah. And then a quick stint for like some quick action in China.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much been your journey for the last 5 years of your life. Right?
Yeah.
So what does that journey tell you about yourself? And how does that journey prepare you for what you're going to do next, which is something that we all saw hit the social airways. So
yeah, my bad about that.
No, I knew about it before.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I say, I think that just shows like I love basketball. I think that's what it is. Like what it all comes down to. I don't think it has nothing to do with, but what I'm getting out of it, let's say, because a lot of people play for money or whatever the case is. I think for me, it was just like, loving the game. And obviously during that time, like I said, with the tough summers or the mental lapses, whatever it was, there were some moments, some summers that, you're sitting there and sometimes you contemplate. You're sitting there asking yourself like what you want to do, because you don't want to give you all to something. If you want to do something, you got to give you all to it. You want to have.
You're contemplating giving up.
Right. So contemplating giving up is a serious thing. That's when the people around you mean the most, when you can just kind of vent to them. And, it's not really so much them trying to tell you, because of course they're going to want whatever it is for you, but really so much you just feeling, because a lot of it's bottled up for me. And it's like the media, it's all getting in my head. So just having a family to express it to felt like a relief itself. And then praying, talking to God, of course, and fighting through all that just kept me going. So that just shows the love for the game.
So you hear that, man. You hear this kid talking on the podcast. You hear the grind that he's going through. And everybody hit the like button right now so we can make sure this video perform well. Hit the like button right now. But you hear him talking about his last 5 years. He had a junior season where he averaged 20, right? Then he had an injury his senior year when he went to Sierra Canyon. He didn't have the year that he wanted. Then he had the COVID year, and then after that, they keep talking about a hard summer. And the only thing I can think of is mentally, it was hard, and I'm not sure, but it probably got something to do with his brother becoming his sister, and all the media hate that they was getting for that. Or I ain't even gonna call it hate, media attention. I mean, there was a lot of people following that and commenting on that. So maybe that bothered him a lot, and I'm pretty sure it would. Like I can't even imagine being in his shoes. I got 3 sisters. I don't have a brother, but I just can't imagine. I have a cousin that I grew up like a brother with. I just can't imagine if he just decided, what Zaire's brother decided. Right. I couldn't imagine that, man. So especially being 18 at the time, 17 to 18 at the time, and having to deal with the media attention on that. Like just at my high school, it would have been tough. But he didn't have to just deal with it at a high school level. He had to deal with it, worldwide. And I'm pretty sure when he played in games, they probably had some crazy signs. They probably were saying some bad things. That's a lot for a kid to have to deal with, so that's I'll be mindful of that. Super Chat, Opinion Junior, everyone, please click like and support me. I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate that. And thanks for the Super Chat. But yeah, I'm thinking that was tough on his mental health. So that probably bothered him. And that's probably where he got to the point where he was trying to question if, man, do I really want to keep going, or do I really want to do this? But, the way he talks, like this is what he really want to do. And how do we know he really want to do it? Because his dad is not opening every door for him, making it easy. He's trying to knock those doors down himself, and he wouldn't do that if he didn't really want to be in the league and play basketball. So I can believe him when he says, this is what I want to do. I believe that. I believe he's going to grind just as much as Gary Payton Jr. did, and he's going to find a spot on this team, on someone's team, right? But like I said, Wade could push buttons right now in the Miami Heat organization or the Utah Jazz organization. He could push buttons right now. He's just as much as a Hall of Famer as LeBron is. He's just as much as a big name. He's a top 5 player at his position. Mike, Kobe, AI, Wade, Jerry West, right? He might be. He's definitely top 5 at his position. Probably. He got just as much clout as LeBron, especially with Miami. LeBron just got to LA 6 years ago. He ain't even got the clout at LA that Wade has in Miami. He definitely ain't got it in Cleveland, and he definitely don't have it in Miami. Wade got more pull in Miami than LeBron has with Cleveland. Now, the leverage that LeBron uses is his own self. I sign here if you draft my son. So maybe that Wade don't have that type of leverage where he could say, look, I'll play for y'all if y'all do this. You know, he don't got that type of leverage, but at the end of the day, he got the type of leverage where the Miami Heat organization, Pat Riley, Eric Spoelstra, Rooney, or not Rooney, but I forgot the owner's name. They look at him like the way Golden State looks at Steph and Clay. Like you're Heat for life, right? So that's the difference between Zaire Wade and D Wade and Bronny James and LeBron James, or Carmelo Anthony and Cayenne, or Gilbert Arenas and his son. They really making their sons earn it. And that's what we respect. And that's the reason why we don't like watching this whole thing play out with Bronny, whether it's in the NBA or the G League. He ain't supposed to be in either one of them. So those are my thoughts on that. I'm going to open the phone lines up. I see a lot of people in the comments. I see my guy Guillermo in there, man. I mean, after you listen to that, Guillermo, and after you hear what's going on with Wade and his son, you can't respect this, bro. Like call in and tell me something. There's no way you respect this. There's no way you respect what's going on in LA. There's no way that the roster spot that he's holding on a guaranteed contract is respectable, man. There's no way you can respect that. So phone lines are open on the screen, 336-456-6453. Call in, give me your thoughts, man. What's the difference? Or do you respect it after you hear what's going on with Zaire Wade? Yeah, call in, Guillermo. Do you respect what's going on in LA after you've heard from Wade? Yeah, that's very interesting to me. I'm gonna get to some of these comments really quick. I thought I saw Sports T in here. If you are in here, shout out to Sports T. Carla from Florida, what's up?
Hey, am I can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
This is Guillermo. How are you?
I'm good. Good morning. How you doing, sir?
Hey, can we talk basketball?
Let's do it.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Let's talk about Bronny a little bit, okay?
Sure.
You know, my problem with you is very simple. This kid is only playing like 14, 15 minutes in the NBA. He's 1 for 6. Got 4 points, 16% shooting. And you're saying, and your fans on the message board are saying he's the worst player in the NBA. How can you guys make a conclusion on 6 shots, 14 minutes, and a few games of preseason and the summer league?
How many shots? You know, how many shots do you need to see before you can pass judgment on a player?
Let me tell you something. one of the best shooter, according to everybody, is Connect. He went 8 for 1 the other day. 8 for 1. That happens to anybody. When I look at Bronny, I'm not looking at his percentages now. I'm not looking at his shooting from three right now.
I wouldn't either.
You know what I'm looking at? You know what I'm looking at? Let me finish. I'm looking at his speed. I'm looking at his jumping ability. I'm looking at his basketball IQ. I'm looking at the way he jumps to make a jump shot. He jumps extremely high and has a beautiful form. That's what I'm looking at.
So you're looking at his track and field. You're looking at his track and field attributes.
No, this is not track and field, my friend. I'm looking at a 210 guy who's a point guard that they're using him in the corner. I don't know why. Okay? I'm looking at a 6'1.5" guy, 210, that is 45 pounds more than Jay Moran and has almost the same vertical. That's what I'm looking at. You want this kid who just came out of high school with a heart attack to be as good as anybody in the NBA. He played against kids that are 23, 3, 4 years older than him in the J League.
No, I want him. No, I want him to earn his spot. I don't want it to be given to him.
His spot.
No, he didn't.
Just because you don't like him doesn't mean he hasn't earned it. He's been playing really hard since he was a little kid to make it to where he is right now.
How did he earn his spot?
Okay. And now let me talk something about the other kid because everybody talks about.
No. You made one point. Now I gotta ask questions. How did he earn his spot, sir?
By working very hard since he was a kid, working 5, 6, 7 hours a day like any other kid that wants to go to the NBA. So that's how he's made it to the NBA. Nobody gave him anything. He's worked really hard.
No, working
practices 8 hours a day.
Hard work alone doesn't do it, brother.
Bro, he's got talent. You just don't want to see it because he's LeBron's son. That's all your problem. If this was Wade's son, you wouldn't look at him the same way. If
Wade's son got a free pass to the Miami Heat and his game didn't match it, I would be saying the same thing. You do know that, right? You do know that, right?
His son's Wade's son. I seen Wade's son play. Okay.
You do know that, right? Hold on. You do know that if Wade's son got a free pass to the league at the 55th draft pick for the Miami Heat, and we knew that he didn't deserve it, Wade's son would be getting the same exact smoke. You do know that, right?
Like you, he doesn't have anything that LeBron sons have. Okay? Nothing.
You do know
that,
right?
You guys want to
hold on. You do know that, right? I don't want to hang up on you, Guillermo. I don't like raising my voice. So if I'm getting if I'm getting interrupted while I'm having this conversation with you.
Okay, but just let me finish my points and then you can talk.
How many points you want to finish?
Oh, I want to make some points.
You don't want nobody to address the points when you make them?
Well, yes, I want you to address them and we can talk basketball.
Well, I can't remember all of them. If you about to make 5 points in 5 minutes, I can't remember all of them to address them. So I'm trying to address them one by one.
Let's take one individual you can answer back. Let me talk about Quincy for a second. I like him very much. He's a really good player, and I think they should give him a chance in the NBA. But my problem is you always try to get LeBron's kids out to put him in. That's not correct. If you look at Bronny and you look at that kid has played 5 years in college. Okay? He's 23 years older than Bronny.
You know what that means, right?
If you look at his game,
you know what that means, right? You know what that means, right?
What was that?
You know what that means, right? That means he's more qualified than Bronny to play in the NBA.
No, I don't see it that way. I don't see it that way.
That's what they mean.
Well, let me explain.
And that's why when he gets on the floor, he proves that he's more ready than Bronny every single time they play.
He's more ready. I'm not arguing that.
All right, so there's really no argument then. Quincy's better. He's a better player. Quincy is the one that should have that four-year contract, not Bronny.
Let me explain.
It sounds like Bronny needs 4 or 5 years of college if he wants to be ready for the league.
He can do the same thing in the G League and the NBA. He doesn't need to go to college.
How many years is it gonna take for him to be NBA ready?
I'll say 1 year.
1 year? Well, he needs 1 more year of college. He should have went back to college then.
No, he doesn't. He's learning more playing with these people than what he ever is going to learn in college.
No, that's not true. Averaging 4 points and going 0 for forever.
No, he's not averaging 4 points. In the summer league, he averaged 8.8 per games. Right now, he averaged 6 points. That's his first game. Let me talk about Quincy for a second. so I can explain to you what I mean.
All right, you got 30 seconds.
Quincy is a great shooter, okay, but he cannot shoot when he's defended. He has to be completely open to shoot. He's not a good penetrator. He doesn't have the defensive, offensive skills as overall as Bronny. Bronny is a really, really good shooter. You will see with time, and he can elevate over anybody to take a jump shot.
Right, so
Quincy cannot do that.
And you say that to say what? What's your point?
My point is the potential between.
Hold on. Let me be direct with my question. All right, so I'll open this show up with him not having a good game in the G League, his first G League debut, and I contrasted it with the grind that D Wade is forcing his son to go through. You're going to have to do it the hard way. His son probably looked at Bronny getting a free pass and called his dad, and that's when he was talking about I had to leave him on red.
Bronny is not getting a free pass.
Hold on. You're not about to cut me off again. That's the last time. Okay. Have some respect. Okay. The contrast is when Wade seen that, he probably was like, man, my dad can get me in the league as well. And he texted him, and Wade said, I had to leave that man on red. I'm not replying to that. I told him, you got to figure that shit out on your own. Nobody fucking cares how hard it is for you. I had to go through it the hard way. So will you. When you look at that, so my question is this: when you look at the way Wade is making his son go through the grind to get to the league, and you looked at how the doors was open for Bronny, which one do you respect more?
It doesn't matter.
No, you know you got to choose. In order to stay on this phone, you got to choose one.
Well, let me tell you something.
No, in order to stay on this phone, you got to choose one.
You want me to answer what you want me to answer? No, let me just finish.
5, 4,
Bronny
3.
He's a much better player.
I bid you a good day, sir. Goodbye. Answer the question or get out the phone. Answer the question to get out the phone. All right, we'll take 2 more phone calls. We'll take 2 more phone calls on this topic. Caller from Florida. Cut YouTube off in the background. Make sure there's no feedback.
Yeah, what's up?
What's good, man? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, my thought is this though. I think that what Wade said in his thing, what Wade said in his thing is he gave his son every opportunity to get somewhere. Booster Academy, all that other stuff he did. So now he's saying it's on you now. I gave you every opportunity to get there. Now what you want to do?
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that what Ronson did, he should let Bronny go to a different team. That way he can know where he's really at. You know what I'm saying? I think by him holding his hand, he's not learning nothing because he's not hungry enough.
Yeah. I mean, you can't. I mean, there's no walk of life where you should do it like that. You get what I'm saying? Like if you absolutely have to, if your son is just that incompetent and there's no way he'll ever be successful unless you hold his hand, okay, cool. You know, if it's not in a situation like competitive sports or entertainment, like, you know, you don't have a right to entertain or right to competitive sports. But if it was like the way Trump dad, you know, helped him, you know, become a real estate mogul, okay, cool. Yeah, you're supposed to do something like that.
House money. That's house money.
Yeah, but when it comes to this, and then for you to celebrate it and brag about it and put it out in the open and say, oh, we're making history and expect everyone to love it and get mad at them when they don't love it, I just don't understand that. And I love the way Wade is doing it.
I feel you. Like I'm a dog-head Lakers fan since Norm Nixon days, and I feel like if Bron would never said in that quote 2 years ago, last year, my son is better than anybody else he's seen on League Pass, I think that we wouldn't have had this problem. So now when he said that, everybody's okay. Let's see what time it is now. You know what I mean? I think that's when it started. Like, I was League Pass. I probably to start right now. Or half the teams they on League Pass. So when people heard that, like, oh, okay, let's see what he about now. And then now everybody looking now. He put the how Gil said, the light. Now the light on him now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I like how Kobe did. Kobe had his daughter. He said, no, he said, we got a 4-year plan. You know what I mean?
Correct.
And he was hands-on. He was hands-on with his daughter. Right? So
correct.
Now, you know what I mean? So I think with Bron thinking that, he thinking about himself.
That's exactly what he's doing. This is for him, and this is for his legacy. And he's not thinking about Bronny's longevity in the league and his best, his best interests and his well-being. Like, he,
my son played D1 football. He been in high school, and my son did a lot of stuff. But I never say, oh, you know what? You did good. I always tell him, you got to keep working, my guy, because somebody out here more hungry than you.
Yeah.
And I think with Bronny always had the easy way.
Yeah, he's not saying, hey man, outwork everybody. He's saying, hey, look, man, if it doesn't work out, I come in and fill the gap where you fall short at.
Fact. So you know what? And I feel like I'm gonna let you go on to one thing. I think what Bron understand is people in the NBA don't respect it, but they so scared to say something. But I play. As me and you probably play sports, right? And you want, like you said, you want people to respect your grind.
Correct.
People don't respect what's going on with this Bronny thing, but people scared to say something.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Everybody's scared. That's my boy McKent. He the only one keeping it real and ticket, and you were the only one keeping it real on the subject.
Yep.
Everybody else is like, he deserves it. How he deserve it if he want to eat tomorrow? You got kids that fighting right now to save their family.
Yep. No, you're right.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks for the call, bro.
Yes, sir.
All right. Nah, he right. He right. Let's get one more. Maybe two more. Maybe two. Yeah, Guillermo, when you call back, man, you gotta have a little bit more respect to that, man. I let you ride a little bit, man, because I wanted to hear what you wanted to say, but over talking me ain't gonna get you far. It'll get you hung up really quick. Greg Anderson, what's up, brother?
What's going on, man?
What's good, man?
Man.
Hey, you see that grind Wade going through?
Yeah, man. Yeah, you know what? Wade from my neighborhood. Wade from my neighborhood. And I remember him when he was 14 years old. He used to play with grown men. He used to play with my big brothers and some of the other guys in Robbins. And when I tell you, that boy at 14 years old, you knew he was something special. All of that stuff that he was doing in the NBA, he'd been doing that.
Yeah.
He was just doing on the backyard rim. So when they talking about Bronny playing against guys that's 23, well, my man was 14 years old doing that against grown men.
Sheesh.
So I don't want to hear them excuses. But, it's a big contrast between the way that Wade is handling the situation and LeBron is. And it's what made it disrespectful is not that, I'm past the fact that he got him drafted and all of that. It's when they made the announcement that he's going down to the G League, but he only going to play home games.
Man, that's so disrespectful, man.
How are you supposed to build up some character if you're not playing on the road? So that's how you know he one of them backyard hoopers. He ain't never went around today. He ain't never left the gate when he was hooping. Everything was in the backyard. He wasn't the king of Calabasas. He wasn't the king of. He didn't travel around to like different neighborhoods to hoop. Everything was in his backyard. So that's why when they talk about everything earned, not given, man, what other player do you know that was given the option to just play home games? Come on, man. That's how you know. Come on, man. They throwing it in our faces.
They trolling us, bro. I think everybody trolling.
Yeah,
I think everybody trolling. Gills are in there trolling. Everybody's trolling, man. No, this is not serious. Everybody's trolling, yo.
Well, it's good content. It's good content.
Is it though?
So go ahead.
Is it though? Is it good content? I mean,
well, it's good content in the sense that the longer you keep talking about him, the longer he stays relevant. Because if we weren't talking about, because we can't talk about his on-court performance. Yeah. Last person that talked about his on-court performance was my man Jaylen Brown. He almost got kicked off of Earth. They called my man Devin Booker with a hot mic. He on Twitter the next 2 days apologizing.
What did Magic Johnson do when he critiqued them and he had to come back on tweet and say, "Oh man, he's definitely gonna be a great NBA player," and all this crazy stuff. Like even Magic Johnson had to backtrack. I'm like, man, what kind of pressure they're applying?
He did the Michael Jackson moonwalk. I'm telling you, the fact that LeBron in the next couple of years is going to own an NBA basketball team, that means a lot of jobs. GM jobs, media jobs.
Oh yeah,
you're talking about.
Yeah,
you're talking about $1 billion industry every year or whatever, and people want jobs. You
think so? What year is the expansion team supposed to be? 25 or 26?
Probably 26. Probably like the year that he retires after he get his other bum ass on the Lakers.
Well, so hold on. So it's 24, 25 now, which is Bryce's senior year in high school. He's gonna do 1 year in college, which is 25, 26, and then if the expansion team is the 26, 27 year, that'll be the year he'll be drafted. So he'll be drafted second round to LeBron's team, and he'll have another first owner to have 2 sons play for his organization, the team that he owns.
Yes, because he definitely owns the Lakers. He gonna be on the Las Vegas Gamblers.
Yeah, he go own a team in Vegas. By that time, Bronny, get traded to Vegas, and then they'll draft Bryce.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be a wash year anyway, since they're gonna be an expansion team, and that'll be, oh my goodness, the photo ops, the media. This is a soap opera. But at the end of the day, the man on the basketball court, he lacked the fundamentals to like really play any position, because he's not a true point guard. He doesn't know how to run a screen and roll, and he doesn't know how to play off the basketball. So good luck with him sticking in the NBA for another couple of years. This thing gonna die out by Christmas time. So
man,
we got about another month of it, but I'm here for it though.
Yeah, man. I just I thought we was gonna escape the shenanigans once he retired, but him as an owner, it's just gonna be more shenanigans, man.
Well, let me ask you this before I get off. I'll take this off air. Do you think that NBA teams or NBA owners are going to be willing to work with him when he becomes an owner, or are they going to harbor some of that resentment from the way that he hijacked the NBA when he was a player? And I'll take that off air.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for the question, Greg. I have no earthly idea, man. Like seriously, like. Oh man, I have no idea how them owners feel about LeBron. No idea. I do know this: every time they do some type of poll for GMs, and I don't know if I've seen one from the owners lately. Maybe I did. But every time I do some type of poll or see a poll done, they're all speaking anonymously in a negative way about this situation with Bronny. And a lot of things that LeBron do is always a negative spin on it, but they always anonymous. So, there is that. So I wouldn't be surprised if they actually had an issue with LeBron, but man, you never can tell. Never can tell. I can take one more phone call if it's very quick. If not, I'm gonna go ahead and move to the next topic. And I think y'all like this next topic. All right, Shaquille O'Neal had Baron Davis on his podcast, and they had a couple of things they said. I think both of them were interesting. We'll get to the first one. I've done several times segments or podcasts. I got a whole episode dedicated. Caller from New York.
Hi, Big Neil. How's it going?
You would call when the segment's over. You want me to backtrack, don't you?
I did.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, I just have a general comment that the show is really good this morning. So thank you for going live.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
What's your thoughts on this Wade thing though?
You know, I love it because I think that what he's trying to do is say that what LeBron is doing is wrong. It's like a veiled.
That's how you took it too, because I kind of felt.
Yeah, for 1,000,000%. Because it can't be that what's happening with LeBron, like nobody has anything to say about it. I think he's trying to say people do have a good reason to have a problem with it. One, and I think he's saying that not everybody would do something like this.
Yeah,
that's the point that he's trying to debunk, because that is what Gilbert Arenas, all these, big names out there. Well, wouldn't you put your son in the league? Vernon Maxwell went on, it is what it is. And he said that, even though he also said it was wrong. People are saying, well, if you had the power, wouldn't you do that? And Dwyane Wade is saying, I do have the power and I'm not willing to do that. My son needs to work for something. I'm the kind of dad that I had to work for this. I remember that grind. And he can't just come up here and get what I worked really hard for nothing.
Correct. Do you expect him to come back and moonwalk his comments next week? I mean, because I don't. It's not getting a lot of traction.
I don't expect him to moonwalk his comment. I don't expect him to moonwalk it because it's not. They're purposely burying it. The people who have come out and disagreed, and they know they're not going to be able to get them to say anything else. Like Dwyane Wade has complimented LeBron. Like he's done what you always talk about, building up the equity to then criticize. Remember what he did during the Olympics?
Yeah.
There's no on his end, he's not saying anything bad about LeBron. He's just speaking on his own experience. He didn't mention Bronny. Yep. He didn't mention LeBron. He's just saying what his plan is for his child.
Correct.
So now, that's where he went right. Do I like his plan?
Yeah. I mean, because he made his son skip college. That may have been a mistake, maybe.
I think that Dwyane Wade's son sucks, but I think that he's better than Bronny. So, I think that he's putting his son through different battle tests. Like the G League is probably a better test almost than college, but should his son have gone to college to get that experience and to, really learn how to have team play? For sure. So I think that was a mistake, to your point, but I think he was just trying to make him really work hard. I think Dwyane Wade sees what happens in the G League, so he wants to let him know, like, hey, if you go through this, if you can get through this, then you might be able to do it. So I think he was just battle testing his son. So I agree with the level of work he's putting through. I'm not sure that the plan is exactly right. I haven't seen enough of his son to know, hey, he should have never skipped.
Yeah, but you can respect it though, right?
Oh, absolutely. And I can respect even the way that he's talking about LeBron in this way, because, I'm sure he might have some level of relationship with Bronny.
Correct.
He doesn't want to hurt the kid's feelings. He doesn't want to, for them, he would be talking about somebody's kid, right?
Yeah.
In their world.
Yeah.
So all he's doing is talking about his own experience. And I think that was a really good way of saying, hey, not everybody would do this. So because that's the narrative, the stupid narrative that people are saying.
So what do you think about these breadcrumbs that he continued to drop on all these platforms?
I think I said it before. I don't think that they're friends anymore. I think that every time LeBron has an opportunity to support one of his brothers in this fraternity, he turns his back. So when Dwyane Wade's, son was transitioning to, becoming his daughter, that you saw nothing of LeBron. He went to the Hall of Fame. Yes, Bronny had the cardiac arrest, but it was several days later. Okay,
yeah, the Hall of Fame. He wasn't there. The jersey retirement.
Exactly.
Or the statue. I didn't see him at the statue either. Was he at the statue?
They're clearly not. No, they're clearly not friends. They are very clearly not friends to me. And they're just not going to outwardly say anything. But I think that there was a time, I think Dwyane Wade a couple of years ago did say something along those lines. Not that they're not friends, but they're not in each other's lives every day.
Yeah.
And it's just clear to me that they're actually not friends. He doesn't agree with anything that he's doing. He doesn't believe LeBron to be the GOAT, doesn't think he deserves that status and title. So he keeps just dropping these things just to let the world know, hey, not everybody's, drinking the Kool-Aid.
Correct. That's interesting, man. And did you hear Guillermo's call?
I did. And, for me, Guillermo is somebody that we're never going to be able to make happy on our platforms. You know, he wants to be combative about everything. He refuses to answer any questions that make any sense. He told you last phone call that Bronny was better than 80% of point guards in the league. You know, he refers to me as girl, so he's no longer on my channel. And, you know, I'm not going to allow him to continue to do what he was doing to you, the interrupting, just even the rudeness in the comments. He hijacks the comments to be all about LeBron, even when we're not talking about that.
I'm fine with him doing what he do in the comments, man. Everybody,
it's a bad vibe for me.
No, everybody in the comments take care of him in there. And when he calls the show, man, it's good comedy for me to see the delusion.
They do. I can laugh and joke with him from your channel.
Yeah. That's a smart idea. That's a smart idea.
He's clipped for me now. You know, I have Malik. You know, I still have some really good loyal LeBron fans. We still have Young Disciple, you know, in the hood. So, you know, some people just raise your blood pressure to a point, and Guillermo does that to me for some reason.
Yeah.
So,
all right,
but
man.
Great show today.
Yeah,
Happy Tuesday.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed Veterans Day.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, have a wonderful rest of the show.
Thanks for the call.
All righty, guys. Get those likes up.
Yeah.
All right, bye.
Yeah, I don't mind backtracking for Dawn when she called. That's my dog, Sports T. If y'all see Sports T in the comment, go ahead and click on her channel and get her a sub. Very good content. Of course, because she part of Man Down. Of course she gonna have good content. All right, so let's move to Shaquille O'Neal. Like I was saying, Baron Davis was a guest on his podcast, and they had conversations. I'm never gonna get to this caller from California. You don't want me to go to the next topic, do you? What's up?
Hey, Mel. I was listening to the Guillermo thing, and it was great to hear Sports T on your show again. But yeah, those kind of guys, you're never gonna get them to see the truth. And you know, we've seen Bronny in high school. It was just manufactured. Then we see him coming into the summer league. It was manufactured. And then we see him, you know, he had his NBA debut. And one of the moments, you know, I like bringing in Quincy because Quincy is a great example how Quincy turned around the game and basically kept them from losing to the Bucks. And that's the kind of player that's NBA ready. And I know Ticket TV has talked about this, but that dude shouldn't be sitting in the G League. No. That's the kind of guy that I'm hoping next year they turn it around, and whether he's with the Lakers or somewhere else, you know, that this guy gets his fair shot. And it's just the same because, like, you got guys like that. You guys, Scottie Pippen Jr. We had that narrative father-son with LeBron. Well, guess what? Who broke the first narrative? Scottie Pippen Jr., him and his dad, dropped triple-double. Bron fans don't want to understand this. It's just things like this to get you like, you know, what do you have to see that, or what are you seeing that we don't see? This guy is not at the level of a Scottie Pippen Jr. He's not at the level of, you know, Quincy. He's not at the level of some of the guys that will be coming up in the league. Melo's son, when he gets here, we're going to see a great player.
Correct.
I mean, I've watched that kid, Gilbert Arenas. Not a big fan of his, but I'm sure when his son gets here, he's going to make an impact. He's going to at least be able to compete on this level, you know. And what I think that Bron did wrong, he should have kept this kid in college. This kid could have went off of NIL deals.
Yeah.
And, you know, that kind of stuff. Maybe we have to face it. Bronny can't play at a level where his dad is manufacturing his lies, saying he's going to be a great NBA. We already saw that. It's done. When something's taken out the oven, it's done.
Yeah.
And this is an example of it. And I also agree with, you know, you and Sports TV. He's did too many things for his friendship as far as with D Wade and some of the things he's done there. I think that is just like Yeah, we're all great hanging out together, but I'm pretty sure something kind of cut their friendship down, and that's why you hear kind of like what you guys have just articulated, saying he comes out and he speaks out and stuff that he normally wouldn't have said against LeBron.
Correct.
So,
he would just kept that to himself, man. But he's starting to freely speak, and rightfully so, man. But yeah, everything you said was right on point. And I appreciate the phone call, man. Make sure you call back every time we go live, man, because this was a good call. I appreciate it.
Definitely. Hey, thank you for picking up my call too.
No problem.
And have a wonderful week. All right.
You too, sir.
Thanks.
Caller from New York. What's up?
Hey, Mel. This is Jamel. What's up, man?
What's up, big dog?
Yeah. The whole Bronny thing, we over it. We all know what it is with that kid. Everybody gave him a shot. He ain't no good. Just leave it alone. It's just, we all gave the kid a listen. We talked about him. We did everything we could. He sucks. Like, it's just bad. Like, I was like, okay, let's see what he do in the G League. So just to give him a shot. Just because we knew what it was. I was like, let's see what he do. And the kid couldn't make a shot to save his life. I'm over it. So we got to find something else to talk about. The LeBron mistake. Listen, only thing I think the problem is what we all are missing. I think LeBron did this right here. He's like, yo, I'm gonna give my son every opportunity, right or wrong, that I didn't have. I think he just did that. So I think that's kind of where it's coming from. You know that kid ain't ready. And I blame Gilbert Arenas because he worked that kid out and he knew he wasn't no good. So I blame Gil too. So we all seen it, but there's other things to talk about. But yeah, he's a rat.
Yeah, nah, you right. Nah, good call. I appreciate it, bro.
All right, man.
All right, yep. Nah, man, everybody's speaking facts, man, except Guillermo. everybody understand what's really going on, man, except Guillermo. It's interesting. All right, so let's try this for a third time, man. Shaquille O'Neal, he had Baron Davis on this podcast, and they discuss a couple of things. Well, they discuss a lot of things, but there's two things I want to point out that I thought was interesting and I thought it'd be good for us to discuss on the show. And the first thing was Shaquille O'Neal talking about how bad the league is and why the ratings are down. And I did a show, and you can probably go back and find it. It has Adam Silver on the thumbnail, and he looks like he's a zombie because he's dying. And I think the title was "The NBA is in decline," and something like the death of the NBA, which is true. The NBA is dying, and that depiction of Walking Dead Adam Silver is basically what the league is the Walking Dead. It looks alive, but it's dead. This is definitely the Walking Dead. This league is dying or already dead. It needs to be revived. And unfortunately, the things that you have to do to revive the league are probably not going to happen because the pocketbook, the purse, the wallet is growing. So the changes that they're making to destroy basketball as a product on the floor is not destroying that bottom line. And so you got a catch-22. You have a double-edged sword. You got one of those problems that you probably don't want to solve. It's kind of like those people who have a attitude problem, and it needs to be, it's destroying a lot of relationships, but on the other end, it's helping them to not get run over. Like I be one way, and that's preventing people from running over me for being too nice, but I'm scaring a lot of good people away, right? That that thing, like I don't want to get rid of this problem because it's protecting me. You get what I'm saying? That's kind of how it is. It's just one of those things like, oh man, we know we got a problem. We know we're putting a bad product on the floor, but we're gaining so many casual fans and we're getting so much money. So like, should I care about the basketball itself if it's fake, if it's rigged, if it's a lollipop league, if we're just shooting threes and dunks, no mid-range, no posts, positions are gone, foreigners can come over here from another league and say it's tougher over there. Like, this is supposed to be the best league in the world, but there's players coming from outside of the U.S. coming in and saying it's so easy to score here. It's harder to score in Europe. It's easy to score in the quote unquote best league in the world. It's very easy to score here. That's not a good thing. So the changes that they're making, for one person who really loves basketball and who grew up on the realest basketball that we've ever seen, which was 90s to early 2000s, that's the realest to go get. That's the peak. You know, everything before the 90s was inclining, and it reached its peak, and it went this way, and now it's in the decline, right? But what do you do when your decline is allowing players like Jaylen Brown to sign the biggest contract in NBA history, or allowing you to get these network and advertisement deals with Amazon and networks like that for like record contract as far as, you know, the money? Like, how do you tell a businessman like Adam Silver or someone else, how do you tell them, let's change the basketball to look more like real basketball when you're bringing this money home? It's very hard to change that. So I don't think the change is going to come. They're going to try to figure out some more lollipop things to do. Like, I heard suggestion that let's extend the 3-point line back to make it harder to shoot threes. You think that's going to make people stop shooting threes? It's going to make the basketball look even worse. They're going to be shooting further threes. They still want those threes. So they're just going to keep shooting them. It's just going to look horrible. Or take the corner three away and change the arc to come in, and the corner three is worth 2 now, because everybody know the corner three is the shortest three. So let's change the 3-point line to cut off where the corner is not part of the 3-point line anymore. You know, they're suggesting just crazy things like that, and I'm like, why we just got to keep coming up with gimmicks to make these dudes play real basketball? But anyway, let's get to what Shaq said.
It's the Rage report that said the viewership is down. Is that true?
So according to statistics that have come out from a year ago, the a number of the primetime games, that's the main way they see is they pick like season opener versus season opener. Apparently it is down in a few places. I saw you post that on your IG. Do you have a theory?
I have a theory that it's down because we're looking at the same thing. Everybody's running the same plays at the damn top of the key, dribble, handoff. I was talking to a coach yesterday. He said they want to shoot 53s. But, you know, they were trying to contemplate if I could play in this era. It's like, yo, Shaq, we would just shoot 53s. And I was like, well, how much you want to make? We want to make about 10 or 15 of them. I was like, well, that's not going to help you win. But I think everybody's looking at the same thing. And Steph Curry and those guys messed it up. Like, I don't mind Golden State back in the day shooting threes, but every team's not a three-point shooter. So why everybody has the same strategy, I think it makes the game boring. I remember back in our day, Baron, Utah was going to run some, the Clippers were going to run some, the Lakers had the triangle, Miami had the floppy. You know, every team, like, we had to have like an hour and a half shoot around to try to stop other team plays. Now it's everything. You switch everything. You got Victor Wembanyama guarding goddamn Donovan Mitchell at the top of the key. That ain't no good basketball. So I think viewership will continue to go down unless we switch things back up.
On that TNT opening night, there were 2 games. There were 162 threes shot in those 2 games alone.
That's crazy.
Guys like Anthony Edwards right now are shooting like 10 threes a game. They were shooting half of that last year. And when asked, you know, what do you think about people that want you to drive to the lane? He says, F them, because this is what the coaches want. It is undoubtedly always a copycat league. And a lot of people are saying that it sounds dumb that threes are worth that much more than twos, but I think what happens is you start now drafting players for that. You start changing philosophies, and then it changes the makeup of who's playing in the NBA as well. So Baron, like, as you're hearing all that, as someone that did play the guard position, what do you think about it?
Yeah, I think, you know, shooting a lot of threes, like, that ain't gonna work. When you look at the top team and the bottom team, the bottom team is just horrible playing the style that the top team plays. And so, you know, that's why coaching is right now is important, you know, in the league, because as soon as you change the style, people are like, players are programmed to only shoot threes. There's no, you miss out on the one-on-one matchups, right? Everybody switching. So when you watching the game, it's like, well, it ain't no matchups, right? It ain't no matchups. It ain't no nicknames. Like, we got to get back to, like, where are the rivalries? You just coming down shooting threes. That's like a, you know, it's like you ain't taking nobody to the hole. I would say with Anthony Edwards, like, you know, I want to see him. I wanted, like, everybody was anticipating him coming into this season, taking the next level.
They all making good points. Really quick before I go on, we're at 200 likes. We got 460 watching. Let's get it up to at least 350 likes right now. So if everybody watching now, just hit the like button. We'll be good. Just do that really quick. Just hit the like button. Let's get up to 300, 350 likes really quick. This comment that's on screen, basketball was chess. Perfect comment. Because that's basically what Shaq was saying and what Baron Davis was saying. When he said that it's cookie cutter league now, everyone's running the same stuff. High screen and roll or dribble handoff at the top of the key. Drive and kick. Right? So you get your best player, give him the ball, set a screen for him, let him get downhill with a head full of steam, and he's either going to get the layup or he's going to kick it out to a three-point shooter. And that's the offense. On the defensive end, they're defending every screen by switching. That's why people think Rudy Gobert is not a good defender, is because they're switching everything and expect Rudy Gobert to stay in front of Luka Doncic for a game winner and blame him when Luka Doncic hit it. What the heck did you expect him to do at 7 foot tall, guarding someone that's as skilled as Luka Doncic? You don't put a 7 foot out there. Nobody had Shaq switching screens to guard anybody on the perimeter. Nobody had Mutombo switching screens like that. Nobody had Dwight switching screens. Hakeem probably could do it. He wasn't doing it. Why would I want my person as my rim protector to be out there switching on screens? You can involve him in the screen if you want to, but what we're going to do, depending on who your person is using that screen, is you just gonna have to shoot that jump shot at that three. I'm gonna go under the screen, or my guard is go over the screen, and we're gonna have to defend it that way. But we definitely not switching. And then when you do get the switch, it could be a 1-5 screen and roll, and their switch, which gives the 5-man the mismatch in the post. Well, common sense tell you on a 10-foot rim, if I got a 7-footer and then he raises his hand as his hands is at 9 foot, I only got one more foot to go for a basket. So if I'm 7 foot and I got a mouse in the house behind me, the right answer is to go in the post to that guy. Because if you go in the post as a defender, you're either going to foul him, you're going to call for a double, or you're going to let him score. And that's what I want. And then guess what you get with that? You get chess. Because if you're going to keep switching these screens and I keep taking my big man down there, you might want to expose my big man. And if they switch, you might want to get him on a ball handler and put him on skates. That's one thing. Okay, cool. But my big man is going to take whoever down low, and you're going to have to defend him. You're going to have to foul him. Now you got one foul. Now you got 2 fouls. Now what you going to do? 2 fouls early in the first quarter on someone that you find valuable. Now what you going to do? Now you got to play chess. Now I done made you stop switching because you can't switch anymore. Like imagine Shaq setting a screen for Kobe at the top of the key against Philly, and imagine Mutombo switching to guard Kobe 1-on-1, and now you got Iverson on Shaq. The right answer in that scenario is that Shaq goes immediately to the post, and Kobe should throw the ball in the post to Iverson immediately. 3 options. Your best player, who is Allen Iverson, is going to foul Shaq, or he's going to call for a double And if that double gets there fast enough, then Shaq is going to kick the ball out to the 3-point line or a slasher who's going to be open, and you can get that 3. Or you're just going to have to give Shaq those 2 points. You don't double and you just let Iverson just stay down there. You might even get an and one. He's going to have to move out of the way to let Shaq get a dunk. You do that 1 or 2 times, and Philadelphia would not switch again. They just can't do it. But what they're doing now is they will get that switch. They get Mutombo on Kobe, and they forcing the big man, Shaq, to go to the corner and spread the floor so the guard can go one-on-one with that big man. That's the way they're playing it now. It's horrible. That is freaking horrible. Right? So, yeah, NBA is so far in the decline. They're not playing smart basketball. They're not playing chess. They're all running the same offense and the same defense. Everyone's switching all screens. They're not utilizing the post or the mid-range. There's no tack. There's no off-ball screens to get shooters open. Nobody's running around screens like Reggie Miller, Rip Hamilton, and Ray Allen. It's just all drive and kick. And everyone's running the same offense. Utah Jazz, screen and roll with Stockton and Malone was part of the offense, but they really was running some type of flex. Chicago, triangle offense. Don Nelson, before D'Antoni. He was the only one that was running like a spread offense, fast pace, but it wasn't everyone doing it. And they wasn't winning either. It was competitive, but it wasn't winning. The Princeton offense in Sacramento with Chris Webber and Vlade Divac, with the bigs making most of the passes from high post, low post, mid post. A lot of ball movement and a lot of movement off the ball as well. A lot of back cut, a lot of cuts and slashes to the basket, off ball screens. Beautiful offense. That was a Princeton offense. I seen when I was rooting for the Carolina Tar Heels, I seen them have a really good team and meet Princeton in the first or second round of the tournament, and that Princeton offense slashed them up like a Christmas turkey. Right? So every team had something different that they was doing. And like Shaq said, you would have to prepare for hours, film work and on the floor, trying to prepare for this team's offense. You don't even have to practice no more because everyone's running the same thing. They're going to high screen and roll. They're going to get their best player the ball. They're going to go one-on-one, or they're going to drive and kick for a shooter. That's it. That is about all. That's all we're seeing, and that's why it's boring. That's why no one wants to watch, and that's why people are going to start jumping onto the WNBA as long as they don't change and start following the blueprint of the NBA. If the WNBA stay the way they are, they're going to get a lot of new fans every single year. And you're right, they're playing rec ball. They're playing rec ball. And in rec ball, wasn't no big man getting the ball in the post. It was all whoever your most shiftiest player was, and your best one-on-one player was just out there doing his thing, and you go get all your points off his passes, off his assists. But he's got freedom to do everything. Right? I hate that offense they're doing in the NBA, where your best player has all the freedom in the world, but everyone else have to play inside of a phone booth. Like look at how Dallas plays. Luka, you can do whatever you want. You can get the ball. Everyone's going to spread the floor. You have all of the floor at your disposal. But your role players, they can only go to the corner or the arc or come set a screen for you and roll. That's all they can do. Your shooters, corner. Your second best player or your first best player in some people's eyes, Kyrie, he's on the arc, top of the key with you. Because if their high screen and roll doesn't work and you can't get a pass off or a shot off, now you got to throw it to him. And he's so good at scoring that okay, you gave it to me with 5 seconds left on the shot clock. I can still get off a good shot. That's how good I am. So he comes down with the ball. His shooters, let's say, is it's Clay and who else is starter? Clay and let's just say Dinwiddie's in the game. So it's Clay and Dinwiddie corner. Right? Because it gives you the most space. Whoever his big man is, Lively or or Daniel Gafford. One of those. They're coming from the block to set me a screen at the top of the key. And Kyrie Irving is on the arc waiting for his turn if it doesn't work, right? So they all in the phone booth, but Luka has the whole floor at his disposal. He can do whatever the hell he wants. He can go, he can drive, he can wave the screen off, spread the floor, go one-on-one if he got a favorable matchup. He can throw it in to Kyrie and then run to the post and ask for it. Like, he got all this space to work with. Everyone else is in the phone booth, right? Only thing Clay can do is catch and shoot. Only thing Gafford and Lively can do is screen and roll. Only thing Dinwiddie can do is catch and shoot now, because before Kyrie got there, Dinwiddie was playing the Kyrie role to where I play one-on-one if what Luka's trying to do doesn't work and he throws me the ball. Now I can go one-on-one, right? And you have to get 20 in order for you to help Luka. You have to get him 25 doing that. Luka tried to do everything in his power to do 15 seconds, 15 dribbles of what he's trying to do. It doesn't work. All right, there you go, Dinwiddie. Go get a point, and you got to get 25 of those. If you get 16 and y'all lose, it's your fault. Just like they blamed Kyrie when they lost to Boston, right? In the finals. He's got to get 25 in order, like he did with LeBron. He's got to get 25 in order for that offense to work with Luka. Luka can do whatever he wants. If it doesn't work, here, Kyrie, you got to get 25 points off of that, right? Everybody else catch and shoot or set screens, but Luka can do it all, right? So I hate that offense. It was totally different for superstars like Kobe and Michael Jordan, because it was all the freedom went to everyone else, because Michael Jordan and Kobe could absolutely play like that, and they both did at one point. MJ averaged 38 playing like that, and a lot of assists. So, but no, they decided, okay, I go into this triangle offense, and I put my game in a phone booth. I get all my points inside of a phone booth, and let everyone else have freedom. Scottie Pippen, point forward, he can start the offense. Tony Kukoc, point forward, he can start the offense, and you get, the triangle offense gave everyone structure and freedom. And Michael Jordan was in the phone booth. Kobe Bryant was in the phone booth, and they was the one who was catching the ball after they ran through their progressions on the triangle offense, because the triangle offense really was trying to find shots for everyone else. It was letting Scottie Pippen create, because every point that you get from a role player is great. That's better for the team. So Michael Jordan was like, look, I know I can get 30 because I've honed my skills so well that there's not a spot on this floor that I can't score from at a high clip. There's no scenario. I don't need the ball. I can come off a screen, catch and shoot with no dribble. I can catch and shoot and take one dribble, pull up. I can catch and shoot and take 2 to 3 dribbles, pull up, or get all the way to the rim. I can go on the post if I got a mouse on me. I can spread the floor and catch and shoot from 3. If I get to the free throw line, it's cash. And then if my role players just ain't bringing it tonight, then I can say, get out of my way, give me the ball. Because that's my number one attribute. I'm a one-on-one player at heart. That's what Kobe was. That's what Mike was. I'm a one-on-one player at heart. So we're going to run the offense so y'all can get y'all. I'm showing up to the arena with 35 already. I've already got 35. As soon as I walk in, I got 35. I mean, Steve Smith said that he was playing Michael Jordan, and the first point he scored, he said 33. And he didn't know why he said that. And then the next point he scored, he said 31. And then he said by the time he got to 29, he realized he was counting backwards from what he was going to drop on him. And he said, so did he get to 0? He said, hell yeah, he did. How do you talk? What kind of trash talk is that? Where you come in and say 35 and then just count backwards every time you score and you don't figure it out until he get to 29. It was like, oh, this man counting back. So he basically told me he go drop 35 on me. That's how good he was as an offensive player and as a scorer. When he comes to the arena, it's already 35. Run the offense, run the triangle. I need the rest of the team to get me. Can you get me 60? We get 95 points, we good. I'm getting 35 regardless. Get me 60. Now, if y'all can't get me 60, I can go and get you 45. I can go and get you 50. If it's just that type of party for me. But I'm gonna give you my 28 to 35 easy. We got that. Run that triangle offense, get your 60, 65 points. And if you can't get that, if y'all struggling, give me the ball and get out of my way. I'm going for 50. That's the type of player I want to see. Because when you play like that and you're not trying to do everything on offense, you got more energy to spend on defense. And that's why MJ was such a great defender. That's why Kobe was such a great defender. And that's why players that play like Luka and play like Harden and play like Westbrook and LeBron are such horrible defenders, because in their mind and probably in their coaching staff mind, oh man, he's doing so much on offense. It's okay if he dogs it on defense a little bit, right? So this is crazy, man. Jalen's dad, I appreciate it, man. First time on the channel, you got a new subscriber. This is way better than the clown bozo ticket. Hey, Ticket ain't no clown though, man. That's my dog, man. Ticket's my dog. And I mean, and quite frankly, man, he kind of like the, he kind of like, and you can say he's kind of like the Michael Jordan of this sports YouTube thing, man. So that's my dog, man. Shout out to Ticket. But thank you to you as well for the sub, brother. I appreciate that. But this is what I'm gonna do. I've been talking long enough. Y'all can call in and let me know. I mean, what y'all think about what Shaq said and what Baron Davis said and this decline that we're seeing in the NBA. I mean, are y'all noticing how routine and how mundane and how cookie cutter the league has become as far as the offense they run and all of that stuff, man? Y'all let me know what y'all think. Jules from Chi-Town, what's good, brother? Jules. Oh man, I lost you. Jules from Chi-Town, can you hear me?
What's up, baby?
What's up? What's good,
What's up,
bro?
baby?
What's good? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, go ahead. What's your thoughts?
I just agree with everything you said, bro. The alpha players, man, they don't need to. They play off the ball, bro. You hit it on the head. You hit it on the head. The alphas play off the ball.
Yeah.
What we watching now is trash. Back then, the Milwaukee Bucks with Terry Cummings and Moncrief, they had a different offense from Boston. Boston had a different offense from that wild offense they had in Denver back then with what was his name, Westfield, and it was different from the Lakers, man. Everybody, like you said, everybody had to prepare for everybody else's offense, bro. It's not like that now. You said cookie cutter. That is the perfect thing, because that's what they do in the NFL. It's a copycat league now, bro. You hit it on the head, man.
Yeah, it's sad, man. It's sad that like everybody can see it, but the right people aren't. The people that can do something about it don't want to do nothing about it. And that's what's pissing me off, man. I'm like, I know Adam Silver can see the writing on the wall, man, but every time he tries to think of a solution, it's always some Mickey Mouse solution, man.
Yeah, man, that playing tournament is trash, man. I mean, I don't get it, bro. I mean, I hate it. The worst thing that happened that David Stern left, bro, because like you said, every team, like the triangle, you was talking about the triangle, right? The triangle was built for Chris passing to get to the open man. But like you said, if that wasn't working, Michael could go and get them buckets. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's trash now. Like I told y'all a long time ago when we was talking, the last All-Star game I watched was Kobe's last All-Star game in 2016, because that was the last competitive one. Yep. This league is truly not competitive. You know what I'm saying?
they call dudes two-way players now. They didn't call them that back in the day because everybody played damn defense.
Yeah. Mostly everybody. If you know what I'm saying,
Yeah, mostly
at least you
everybody.
try. If you weren't good at defense, it wasn't because you had an excuse not to play it.
Right. It wasn't because they just wasn't playing defense.
Yeah.
They you had some cats that was trash on defense, but it wasn't for the lack of trying.
Correct.
These days, cats like I done seen LeBron standing in the lane just watching a cat go to the rim, and he, you know how you put his hands up like by his shoulder and kind of rub down, like keep like, man, what is he doing, dude?
And then he'll do something like that in the game, and you got JJ Redick glazing him in the post game saying no one gave effort except the 40-year-old.
Right.
Are you serious,
man? Like,
come on.
I mean,
man.
we can go through all the teams in the 90s, bro, and they all had dudes that played off the ball pretty much. That was alphas. They didn't need the ball in their hand 24/7. Well, what about Magic? Damn it, he was the point guard. Okay?
Correct.
I mean, I hear arguments like that. Well, what about Magic? Or what about Isaiah? Man, Isaiah didn't bring the ball up every time. Joe Dumars was a damn good point guard, even though he played the two.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like you said, man, it's
But look, even if they did bring the ball up every time, you know, that's what point guards did. That's what Stockton did. Like, it's my job to make sure the offense is ran properly.
Right.
A turnover is it can't happen, and we have to get a good shot in this offense. And I gotta make sure the right people get the ball.
Right.
But now the guys that are bringing the ball up are the ones saying, I'm calling my own. Like, I'm not bringing it up to actually run the offense. I'm bringing it up because I am the offense.
Right.
Yeah, I am the offense.
Grounded.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. If you gonna bring it up and then go one-on-one, that's just dumb.
Exactly. Now I know you got other calls, so I'm gonna land my plane. But I would just say this: I miss the old days of the point guard bringing it up and dumping it down low to an actual big man and initiating the offense, man.
Yep. And the only way that's gonna come back if they bring back physical defense, because if the defense is very physical, a lot of point guards will turn the ball over. A lot of guards on the wing that's doing a lot of dribbling will turn the ball over because they're allowing maximum contact on the dribble.
Yeah.
So actually throwing the ball in the post to a 7-footer that you can't push around was like a safety valve for wing players. Like, I would get hand checked and zigzag and and snake myself up the court all the way in half court. That's why 10 seconds was the rule. Now they made it 8, but I got 10 seconds to get up the court because you're gonna allow someone like Derek Harper to put his hands on me while I'm dribbling, and I'm trying not to turn the ball over, right? And then when I get past half court, that I'm almost in no man's land. A trap can come easily. So what I do is immediately throw the ball to the wing because he can catch the ball with no dribble. And have a live dribble and just give me a triple threat, and then the post guy is right there for me to throw the entry pass in. Well, they're not doing it, but they're not doing it no more because the defense is weak.
Right, and you know another thing I noticed back in the day on the fast break, the cats was trying, if it was 2-on-1 or 3-on-1 or 3-on-2, they was trying to get to the bucket. But if they got cut off, that secondary break, somebody coming up to the 3-point line, that's when you shoot it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And another thing, what would you think if they took the defensive and offensive 3-second off and let it be like the old school? Would you think that'd be better or would it be worse?
It'll be better, but they have to do that with also bringing back real
hand
defense.
checking.
Yeah, something close to hand checking. Bring the arm bar back. You know what I mean? So
at least the arm bar, right?
Yeah. Let me put my hands on you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So what? Curry not gonna be able to shoot as many as threes as he did. In the Wild West era with just a little man just walking around and a big man is scared of him. Like, what happened to Giants being able to put fear in somebody like Steph Curry? Like these dudes.
Exactly. Now let me end. I don't want, like I said, I know you got other callers, but I was watching this brother, a YouTuber, doing a Michael Jordan reaction to his historic mixtape, right? Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, and he was watching it and he paused it and he was like, "Yeah, I get what they're saying about LeBron. He 250, he a train. But look at Jordan, dog. He was going through contact and going over cats. You know what I'm saying? Like he was going through and over motherfuckers. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was when the contact was in. And that's what he was saying. That's what made Jordan in that era different from these boys. Because it wasn't just Jordan. I used to see Dominique Wilkins going over big one through the contact. Okay? Like, man, dude, it's so different now. And it's so weak now. And it's like the viewership is down because the real heads is finally starting to notice that shit, bro.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact, man. But yeah, Jules, man, it was good. It was good to hear you on the call again, man. It's been a minute since you called in. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, I took a break after I kind of went off on your live that one time, and y'all was like, "Damn, I didn't want to." So, you know, I had to clean that up. But
you ain't got to take no breaks, big dog. You always welcome.
Oh,
here, man.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll try to call Mo, brother. Y'all have a good. You have a good one, man.
All right, no
Everybody, check out Man Down Sports.
All right, easy. All right, let's get 1 or 2 more calls. What we at with the likes? Let me see. What we at with the likes? Y'all be cheating me on them likes, man. 254, man. Y'all come on, man. 350. That's what we're trying to get at. 350, man. 350 likes. 350 likes. Let's get to 350, y'all. Caller from Ohio. This will be the last call until we get to 350 likes, man. Caller from Ohio, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's popping?
Hey, man, love your topic today, man. Love your show. Glad I was able to catch you live today.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm glad you called in. What's popping? What's your thoughts on the topic?
Oh man, so many, man. Your observation, your analogy of Mutombo and Iverson versus Kobe and Shaq.
Right.
Listen, people get so caught up that 3 is more than 2. It always is, right? But 2 is more than 0.
Correct. And anything in the post with a mismatch is going to get you a foul. I'd rather have the 2 points and a foul on the best player from the opposing team than having that 3. Because if I foul that player out, or that remember when you used to watch playoff games and you used to be like, oh man, Chris Webber got 3 fouls trying to guard Shaq. He on the bench. Now that was a strategy to beat Sacramento. Like, you have to guard
right.
Shaq. I'm going to find a way where you can be on Shaq and you're going to foul him, and you're going to get 2 early fouls in the first quarter. And instead of you playing 10 minutes in the first quarter, you're playing 6.
Man,
advantage Lakers.
Advantage Lakers every time. The game's so analytical now, but I don't know if they have or if they do, but they don't track that. Missed post entries versus 1 versus 5. They need to start tracking that. It's so analytical. Let's track that, because 2 is more than 0.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So I had an idea. I know it's far-fetched as far as what the NBA can do, but I just wanted to ask, do you still play?
Nah, I ain't playing in like maybe a year. I ain't playing in like a year, yeah. But I can get back there. I'm still. Man, my knees ain't bad or nothing like that. I just got an issue with my ankle, but my knees are straight. I probably got to get my cardio back up. But nah, when I will say this though, when I did play last year, so I'm not a big guard. I'm only like 5'9", 5'10" right. I'm not a big guard, but for some reason, I developed a really good mid post and low post game. Like really, like you know, I get a lot of points down there, right? So, and I think it was because I used to watch a lot of Hakeem. And I remember when I was probably, I want to say I was probably 12. And I remember like one summer, I wasn't good enough to play with the friends that I had that was like a year above me. And I used to play with their little brothers. Like, you know, while they was on the big courts, I would be playing with their little brothers on the small court, and they were smaller than me. And I used to always post them up and act like I was a king. So I developed a really nice fadeaway. And then when I really got good and got better than everybody, or at least on that level, I still had that post game. But anyway, I say this. I'm in the post and I got a mouse in the house. I got a dude that's on me like 5'6", little baby body. And I'm a grown man, so I already know my grown man. I already know what it is. And I'm in the post, but I got this dude sealed and everything. And these dudes would not throw the ball down there. They just kept shooting threes. You know, it's pickup. Like, you don't know nobody. You know, I just pop up at the gym. I get on the team and they just don't know how to play basketball. I'm like,
Right.
this is unreal. I can't play with these young dudes.
Man, look. So my son, he's 4. I'm 34, right? I'm 34. I'm making it my business to be able to still go and play so I can show him how to play basketball. Because I'm grandfathered into hand check. I still hand check. I'm out there playing. But that was the way I was brought up.
For
I'm
sure.
pressing full court still.
Yeah.
Because that's how we were taught to play.
Yeah.
That's how we were taught to play. So, man, if anybody from our generation can still play, man, please do. Please do. Because we need it out here just for the love of the game, man.
I mean,
For the love of basketball.
They really need us to coach. That's what they really need.
Oh, badly. But let me throw this out to you. My idea how to fix the NBA. It probably will never happen, but I think it would be great. So you remember, and I recently just found out they changed this in baseball, but baseball had 2 leagues, the NL and the AL. And the NL had the pitchers would hit, right? And the AL had the DH. So what I'm thinking what would be great for basketball is if the East and West were ref differently. Say the East was ref with 90s rules and the West is ref with current rules. So now everyone's getting the basketball that they would like. So when you had the 2 teams face each other, you'll play by the home team's rules. So now we're actually seeing the basketball, right? And now you'll have teams that are being built to win by whatever conference they're in. I think that would be amazing for basketball.
Bro, first of all, I've never heard that before. I don't think I've ever would have thought of it, but that's not a bad idea at all. Like, that wouldn't be my number one idea, because my number one idea is just to go back to the old rules overall.
Exactly. That's ideal. That's
Right?
ideal.
That's ideal. But
ideal.
If you want to split the baby, that's probably the second best idea right there. Like,
Come on, man, bring it.
Because that's gonna spark a whole lot of conversation too. You're in the playoffs and you be like, oh man, how's Steph going to handle this physicality? How you gonna handle this physicality going back to whatever home team that they're gonna be playing that's gonna be playing that 90 style. Like, how does that go affect Golden State? And then that might bring some. Yeah, that I like that idea. I still think it's number 2 though.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. But I'm just thinking of something that everyone can agree on, right? So now you'll have teams. You'll have to have a center on your team.
Correct.
If you're on the West, you'll have to have a center on your team that can play somebody on the East when you meet them.
Yeah.
And vice versa. You'll have to have a stretch 4 or a stretch 5 to play somebody on the West. I'm like, man, I'm going to throw it out there. Like I said, I love your show, man. I was glad I was able to catch you live. And man, just keep doing what you do, man. But I think that might be able to go, man, because then you satisfying the old head, right? And you satisfying the young head, the young boys, the young bulls, and then you can go head to head, man. You can't beat it.
There you go. Yeah, man. I appreciate the call, man. Hopefully you
Yes,
sub,
sir.
man. Hopefully you already hit the like button, because we're struggling with likes right now. We can't even.
Man, it's already there. It's already there.
All right, babe. I appreciate it, man. Thanks. Yeah. Y'all help me out with the likes, man. I mean, golly. I'm sitting in this chair giving y'all 2 hours, man. I just, boom, that like button is it's free, man. You know what I mean? The like button's free. All right. All right. So if we're not getting another phone call on this topic, we can go to the final topic. Get those likes up. Let me see what's going on in the comment section. He said I can only like once, man. I appreciate it, man. If you already like, for sure. I'm just trying to feel. Well, I mean, maybe I just got that many people that don't like the topic that's just watching, because that happens sometimes. Some people watch. It's a weird thing with the fan club of LeBron is they watch content that they can complain about. You know, that's like a new thing to me. Like I've never was like, I hate this channel, but let me watch it every time they go live. I've never done that. So maybe that's why I never have the likes that match what how many people are actually watching, because we probably just got that many people that don't like the content. I don't know. But we'll see. All right, Micah Parsons. We're gonna get to football really quick for this last topic, and this will be quick. I don't think I'm gonna open the phone lines up for this one. I just wanted to give my 2 cents on it. For those of you who don't know, Cowboys got whooped by the Eagles. And after the post game, well, not after the post game, but at the post game, there was an interview with Micah Parsons, and it appeared that he threw Mike McCarthy, who was their head coach, under the bus. You know, the question that they asked was basically, do you think Mike McCarthy is going to be here after the season? And he answered it. He started out answering it right, and he was like, "That's above my pay grade." But then he went into some other things, which you're going to hear, right? So you're going to hear a setup of what Michael Parsons said from Greeny on the Get Up show on ESPN, and then you're going to hear Michael Parsons' comments, and then you're going to hear the response from Rex Ryan.
On Sunday, we can all agree on that. After the game, Micah Parsons appeared to take a shot at his own head coach, Mike McCarthy. It certainly sounded that way to our Rex Ryan, who responded here on Get Up. And then Micah Parsons responded to that on his podcast. Here was all of it.
That's above my pay grade about if Mike is coaching again next year. But, all coaching aside, Mike can leave and go wherever he wants. But guys, I kind of feel bad for guys like Zach Martin and guys who might be on their last year or on their way out, because that's who I wanted to hold the trophy for. You want to win games and do great things with those type of legends who put in more time and work than Mike McCarthy ever did. So those are the kind of guys that I have so much sympathy and hurt for.
Why the hell do you think you need to say that why do you need to hurt this man? Who do you think gets blamed for everything? He gets it anyway. And so why are you piling on? All right, yeah, dead man walking. Yeah, he is. But you know what? He's professional as hell. He hadn't once blamed a damn player, ever. It's bullshit.
I never once threw or even intended to throw Mike McCarthy under the bus. Like I said, he's one of the most winningest coach. He is a Super Bowl champ. I never once brung up his past. And the question that was asked was about here in the Dallas Cowboys, did I see Mike McCarthy in our future? And I said, that's above my pay grade. So never once did I ever intended or wanted to reflect on Mike McCarthy's career, because I always knew it was a good one. I've always had a great relationship with Mike McCarthy, and I never even put that in question. And for a guy like Rex Ryan, I just know he wanted to coach the Cowboys.
Look, man, this comment on screen is how I feel. This is not good. I've been saying this since Draymond Green. Like I was just watching a clip from Draymond Green, and he's discussing things that went on in the game that he just had against Jordan Poole, and he's been as messy as possible, man. It's just a bad look for for him to try to laugh like, oh man, they was bullying me in this game. The young heads and Jordan Poole was bullying me in this game, and they laughing about it. Baron Davis on there laughing. Whoever his guest was laughing. Because the inside joke is, I mean, how you gonna say Jordan Poole's bullying you? I mean, really, you really knocked his lights out, right? So that's not. I mean, like, come on, that's just like really tacky. And then I've never liked, especially when your team is losing like this, it's just a bad look for you to be going and having a live podcast talking about things around the league, things in that game, like, because you have to have content. Like, I do a podcast, right? So obviously, I know the time it takes, and it's not probably going to take him that much time because he's probably got the money to have a production crew and all of this stuff, man. But all he got to do is jump on camera and talk. But your mind has to be on things that's going to work for the algorithm, right? Your mind has to be on things that you think people want to hear you talk about, right? And that's what makes it tacky, because your mind, when you're playing football or playing basketball in a perfect world, and I'm not saying that everyone has to be like this, because everyone can't be like Michael or Kobe, who sleep, eat like Kevin Durant, who live basketball like there's nothing else that matters. I'm not saying everyone has to be like that, but what I'm saying is that if you're going to put your mind on something else, it's going to take it. Like, you can't be my superstar and you have your mind on something else, like something similar to podcasting. Like, that really takes some of your thought process. You get what I'm saying? Like even in you ever heard a married couple when like some people think cheating is what you do physically. You know, you actually got to do to cheat. But then there's some people who think like emotional cheating, if you're talking to the girl, if y'all just having a lot of conversation, then that's cheating, right? And the reason why that is because whatever you need stimulated mentally from a conversation standpoint from the opposite sex should come from your spouse or your girlfriend or your wife, whatever the case may be, right? And if you're saying I'm not going to give her that type of mental stimulation, I'm going to go outside my marriage and get it, even if I didn't touch the girl. If I'm just talking to her, that can be considered cheating. That's how it is for athletes. Like, for people, especially the linebacker position or the quarterback position, that have to be so on point with film work, right? I'm watching film. I'm in the weight room. I'm working out. All of these things. Like, I only got I only got a 10 to 12 year window to do this at a very high level. And I'm going to exhaust all my time to it, especially during the season. In the off season, that's different. But during the season, I have to put every hour that I can into my craft, right? That's how we expect superstars to be that we're paying a lot of money to. Now, when you're doing the season, having to say, well, I have to drop an episode, and the episode needs to be good and juicy. I have to constantly think about what I want to talk about and deliver it. I got to talk about things that is probably not in my team's best interest to talk about. That's going to bring negative attention to my locker room with my teammate. And sometimes I have to create it, because in this scenario, I'm not accusing him of creating this stuff, but Stephen A does it a lot, where he used every beef, even if he didn't create it. If he has a beef with someone, he uses that to boost his show up. Oh, I heard what you said about me, Kevin Durant, but I ain't gonna address it now. Tune in the First Take tomorrow. And now everybody's, oh shoot, what he gonna say on First Take? Now he's not even doing that. He's teasing it on First Take. I'm not gonna give you everything I want to say to you on First Take, but tune into my podcast tonight. I'm gonna address that, Kevin Durant. You get what I'm saying? Like, you almost have to either create your beef to get clicks, or everything that you can't leave no stone unturned. Every situation that pops off, you be like, okay, I got to use that. And he didn't even care about his locker room. I got to use that. So if someone was telling me that Michael Parsons was creating this just so he can go talk about it on his podcast, I would believe it. He tweeted it out when Rex Ryan and Damian Woody. I should have played what Damian Woody said about him, but when Rex Ryan and Damian Woody said what they said about Michael Parsons, he tweeted it out. Oh, I'm going to discuss this on my podcast. Tune in. What the hell? Like, that is the most tackiest thing. So yeah, the player podcast, that's dead. I mean, like that we got to be. I mean, we got to do away with that. Like these teams, these organizations need to start putting in their contracts. Hey, look, man, if you go do something with the media, it needs to be done after the season, because technically what they're basically doing, but they're just doing it by creating their own podcast and getting signed with like Bleacher Report or somebody big like they're getting the bag. Basically what they're doing is saying, I'm going to go get a job at ESPN, and I'm going to be the guy on the panel with Stephen A. Smith debating the league that I play in, debating topics based on the league that I play in, and giving other teams bulletin board material, and possibly even debating things that's going on with my own team, in my own locker room, my own organization. That's tacky as hell. That's tacky as hell. So that's the only takeaway I got from this whole situation. Nothing to do with what he said. I ain't even gonna dissect it. I'm not even gonna dissect it. It's just stupid. Like, and, you know, so they really got to get a grip on that. But yep, we've been here for 2 hours and 4 minutes. We had 315 likes, man. You know, that's almost at the goal. 350 was the goal, but y'all can still help me get to 350 right now by hitting the like button right now. Today is Tuesday, so I got my Tuesday show out of the way. Y'all will see us again on Full Panel Friday at 4:30 Pacific time, 7:30 Eastern time. Cali Strong is one of our sponsors. Make sure you go and check out Cali Strong on their website. Use the promo code Man Down Sports to get 15% off. Also, when you play Underdog and you want to play your pick'ems, use the Man Down Sports promo code for that as well. And your first deposit to get matched up to $1,000. And other than that, support the channel, hit the like button, support the channel by utilizing our sponsors and the share button as well. That's big as well. Other than that, I catch y'all on the next episode. Peace.